Everybody, what would happen if someone described us as the way that John and Peter were described? I want to share a story today that has just been inspiring me lately. My name is Connie Tresetter from Contagious Life and Purpose, and this is Tuesday Truths with Connie. So the passage that I'm talking about is found in Acts, and it's actually Acts 4, verses 13 and 14. Acts 4, 13 and 14. And I'm reading out of the King James Version. Now, when they saw the boldness of Peter and John and perceived that they were unlearned and ignorant men, they marveled, and they took knowledge of them that they had been with Jesus. And beholding the man which was healed standing with them, they could say nothing against it. So this is the religious people, right? That they couldn't believe Peter and John. They hadn't gone through seminary, right? They hadn't been brought up in the teachings. They hadn't gone, probably hadn't gone to Hebrew school. I don't know that for sure, but I don't think so. They certainly weren't trained to be rabbis, but they saw the boldness with which they spoke, and they saw the man that was healed, and he was standing right there, so there wasn't much they could do. I love in the NIV, it says it this way: they took note that they had been with Jesus. They took note that they had been with Jesus. And I think, what would that mean for us, for you and I? What could God do through us? What could God do if we had been with Jesus, right? Don't you want someone to say, whoa, she's been with Jesus. Whoa, he has been with Jesus. That whatever we're carrying, just our presence, they can tell. And again, this isn't about me. This isn't about you. It's not about us, but it's about God. It's about coming out of his presence and people noticing. I'm inspired for God's kingdom, for his glory. He's been with Jesus, and it's like, yeah, and you could be with Jesus too. He invites you. In fact, he's knocking on the door. If you open the door, he'll come in, right? So I wonder if that speaks to you like it does to me. They took note that they had been with Jesus. And so I have just felt so compelled myself and to just encourage everyone. God just wants to spend time with us. He wants to spend more and more time with us. We do not have to be religious about this. We don't want to come into condemnation when we don't spend what we think is enough time. I don't think there has to be any rules, but yet he's drawing us in. So are we making that a priority? And then what is he going to do out of that? What is he going to do if we abide? I like Psalm 91. Just the first verse. The whole psalm is so rich, but the first verse, Psalm 91:1, he who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. And when you just think about that, it's talking about dwelling in the secret place. The secret place is a real place. It's a real place that exists, but it's in the spiritual realm, right? Our spirit spends time, and we're in the secret place of the Most High. And when we do that, we will abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Abide, we're going to abide there. And if we're in someone's shadow, do you know how close you have to be in their shadow? God's calling us. We can come, we can spend time in the secret place and abide in his shadow. When you really think about that, wow. What a privilege. Why would I not take the time to abide in him, to dwell in that secret place, to seek the Lord? And I'm preaching to myself here because I want to do it more and more. Only good things are going to come out of that. And it can look different every day. I don't think it has to look the same. I don't think it has to be, okay, I have to sit at his feet, for hours a day. It may look different. He may go with us on a walk. He may speak to us through music, but he wants us to get into his word. He wants us to worship because he knows it's for our good. He knows we're in a battle, and he wants us to be prepared for any battle we face. right? And we want to be prepared with the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. So we've got to know his word. We've got to spend time in his presence, worshiping him. That is spiritual warfare in itself. So again, I just encourage you, what would happen if they said, oh, she's been with Jesus? Wow. I want to find out. I want to find out, all to the glory of God. What can I do? How can I let my light shine after being in God's presence? How can I help someone? How can someone just be drawn to me? They can just sense there's something different about you, something different about me, because we've been in the presence of God and we're invited there. He says, come boldly to my throne of grace. You know, he's just waiting to meet us there. So join me. I'm trying to get to that place more and more. I want to be drawn in to that close relationship, and I want to spend more and more time with the Lord, because good things are going to come for it, not just for myself, but for others. Be blessed.